struggle is real. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. Why don't you choose yourself? Choose yourself right now. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of Me versus Me Life Change Challenge. We are so excited to start our second season, and we have so much more to bring to you, including new participants, special guests, and more in-depth information. If you haven't watched our first season, check it out on YouTube, and we will be going over today what we have shared so far and all the other episodes. Also, don't forget we are on the Now Network, Christian Network, every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So tune in and join us as we continue our Life Change Challenge. Now, joining us tonight is our newest participant, Vonne Cox. So let's welcome her, and this is her first appearance and a day with us. So hi, Vonne.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
So you and I have known each other for years.
Correct.
And you contacted me and said, hey, I'm interested in what you're doing. Yeah. And it's fun because I haven't talked to you in forever, and it's exciting to get to be back with you in your presence because I've always loved you then, and I love you now.
Thank you.
And so we contacted each other and got you on to come to the office and got you on our Staiku scanner, and we weighed you. And so tell me now. I guess we'll just start with your weight. What did we get for your weight? Do you remember?
252.
252. And what is your highest weight that you've had that you can remember?
272.
Wow, 272. And how long ago was that?
272 was about a year and a half ago.
Okay. And so you said you've lost some,
Yes.
and then you've gained some back.
Correct.
Which is what we do. I've done that all my life.
Right.
And you've done it all your life.
Right.
Tammy, Jerry, Missy, all the people that are involved in this have done that all of our lives.
Right.
It's something that we got to figure out what's our internal issue. There was an episode that we had a counselor on, and we're going to start having her doing private group therapy kind of stuff. Right. Where we can come together and talk about, how AA has, my name is so-so, I'm an alcoholic.
Right.
Well, my name is so-and-so, and I'm a glutton.
Right.
And so I'm really excited about those things to find out exactly what makes us tick and why we have to keep fighting this over and over and over, year after year after year. Now, how old are you?
I'm 54.
You're 54, okay. And so you've had this problem your whole life. Yeah, well, me too. What I would like to do is share your little post tonight, your little video about what you talked about to your past self. So we'll just go ahead and show that right now, and then we're going to talk about it, okay? All right, we'll be right back. Watch this little video. Okay, Vonne, today is 2/8/24. And you have contacted me because, tell me why you contacted me today.
Because I'm interested in your weight loss journey.
And it's going to be your weight loss journey now.
Yes.
Right. So tell me, and we'll talk a little bit about your past. How long have you been overweight and why? Well, that's one question. How long have you been overweight?
Pretty much all of my life.
Pretty much all your life. Okay. So we did your scan today, and you're at, do you mind if I tell what it is?
No, go ahead. Throw it out there.
252. And why you're going to be happy about that is when you start losing weight, you're going to want everybody to see your progress. Okay? And you want to help other people too, because that's who you are. Because I know you, right?
Yes.
And why would you pick now as being something that you think that you would like to do now?
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have to honor the temple of the Lord.
Right. You have to honor the temple of the Lord.
Yeah.
And so you've been overweight all this time.
Mm-hmm.
But now, because you're thinking about doing some other things in your ministry, and so you want to honor the temple of the Lord.
Honor the temple of the Lord.
Wow. That's the best reason.
Yep.
That's the best reason.
Okay.
Okay, now we have established what you've decided to do because of the walk with the Lord. That's what we're talking about. So, the spiritual realm of your life, I would love to know why you feel that that's something. You haven't done it for yourself, you haven't done it for your family, you haven't done it for your kids or whoever's in your life. What has changed now that you want to do that as a spiritual situation, issue, whatever you want to call it? It's not an issue.
The
But
human bodies were created in the image of the Lord. And we are the fulfillment of the Old Testament tabernacle. The Old Testament tabernacle was an external dwelling place, resting place for the Lord to come down and be with his people. Once Jesus came, bled, and died, and rose again, that resting place became eternal.
love it.
And I am a dwelling place for the Holy Spirit. And I want to honor him. I want to honor this body, this creation that was made in his image. But I've also had the privilege of being in different areas of outreach ministry. So, and I know that the Lord is fixing to launch a even wider scope of ministry. So I want to have the endurance, the confidence, the strength, and the testimony, again, of his power and his grace to carry with me.
Oh, I love it. I just love it. Absolutely love it. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that video. Now, Vonne, let's talk about, we talked about having group therapy and all the things that I would like to make this a season of healing.
Right.
For everyone, for all the participants. And I've already talked to Jeannie about doing some group stuff with us. And so you had stated that you might know where your issues lie. So would you mind sharing some things with us, because I'm so excited to hear these. Yeah.
I am one of many that had childhood trauma that was never acknowledged. It was never dealt with. And then in my adult life, I was abusive relationships. I never felt seen, never felt valued. So I used food as a way to comfort and numb. In my adult years, after some of the trauma had happened in my teenage years, I really went to alcohol. Wanted to fit in, wanted to be liked, and then it became a problem for me. And I noticed that with the alcohol, I had liquid courage. I had liquid gold that gave me the liquid courage. And but I also realized that I didn't feel the pain anymore. So when I met the Lord, and I really got serious about my relationship with the Lord, he delivered me from my addiction to alcohol. But yet, I myself turned to food to help cover all of these areas that I still hurt and struggle with. But it's only through the journey of the Lord that I am finding healing, complete healing, for those things on the inside that cause my outward behaviors.
Wow. That's something that we've never really dove into this particular show, as the spiritual side of where we're at, what we need to do as a spiritual being, because when some people believe that we are the temple of the Holy Ghost, we actually look at gluttony as not a sin. We get together at church
is.
and we eat, and then we get together after church and we eat, and we
Yes.
get together
Socially accepted.
at social interactions and we eat, and everything. I wonder how much we would do if we didn't have food there.
Exactly.
Would we go and see everybody at 4th of July without food? Would we go to Thanksgiving without food? Would we just do a lot of things if we didn't have food? And food is a necessary thing. I wished we did learn how to eat to live instead of live to eat, but we do that.
Right.
So when you talk about your journey with the alcoholism and that you went and got prayed for and everything, and then you substituted it with food, did you realize that you did that when it happened?
No.
Okay, so when did that come to flourishing? When you decided that, hey, this is the crutch that I had here, this was not acceptable, this crutch is acceptable. So when did you get to a point to where you felt like that you knew that it was a crutch?
About 4 years ago.
Okay.
Sometimes on our journey with the Lord, we always want to walk on the mountaintops, but it's in the valley that He restores our soul.
Mm-hmm.
So about 4 years ago, so many different areas of my life just came crashing down around me, and it started what I call this threshing floor journey.
What is that?
Threshing floor journey. Threshing floor journey.
Okay, threshing floor journey. Okay.
Kind of, in the Old Testament where they would thresh out the grain from the husk and the husk be, blown away. And it's a purifying process for me that this journey that the Lord's had me on, it's had me on a healing journey. And in this journey, because the walk with the Lord it's a process. And so in this journey, He has taken me to different places and different levels and shown me different areas of hurt and how I have used my own vices to try to heal and survive instead of giving it to Him.
Wow.
And then He slowly, in His love and in His goodness and in His grace, is healing those places that man destroyed.
Wow. So you must have had some really bad trauma
I did.
in your life. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't wait to see how this journey plays out with you. And I'm so thankful to be a part of it because we've started this show not to say people look at us.
Right.
We started this show to help others to be the best that they can be.
Right.
And to watch you go through your journey is going to be so exciting for me and the team, Tammy and Jerry and Kevin and everybody. So exciting. Wow. Well, let's look at your video when you're talking to your present self. So we'll just stay tuned to this video right here. So I'm going to ask you, what would you say to your present self if you were talking to yourself? What would you say?
Present self, you always tell everyone they're not created to be bound or held captive by things of this world. So this weight issue that has always held you captive in your mind of yesteryear's echoes, you are going to be loosed and walk in freedom from this day forth.
Oh. Your present self is very emotional. So tell us again what you would say to your present self right now.
Present self, by the grace and the goodness of Jesus, you no longer have to walk in captivity. You are meant to be free, and you will walk in freedom.
Wow. So your freedom is, I think what I hear you saying, and it might be wrong, but the freedom that you're going to be so proud of is the fact that you have become your best self for the temple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not just about look at me, look how good I look, not how good I feel,
Right.
But you want to do what's right for...
I want to honor this creation that was made in the image of God.
Amen. So why do you want so much to... Now, I know that's your calling, but your calling too is your ministry.
Right.
So you were talking about healing and things. So tell me about your ministry, if you would.
I've always felt a calling to the broken, to those that have felt less than, overlooked, forgotten, pushed aside, for those that have walked around with secrets of scars and bruises and bumps along the way. And because of so many things that I've been through, and that I know that that is not what God's intended us to live, because He came to give us life and life more abundantly. For He is the truth, the life, and the way. And so through Him, we can live in freedom. My call is to go back to those that feel broken and show them the way to healing and restoration, which is Jesus Christ.
So secret scars.
Yeah.
Secret scars. Wow.
We all carry them.
People that walk around with secret scars.
We all carry them. Secret scars.
I love it. I love it. Gotta write a song about that one too. Wow.
We all carry them.
Wow. So, okay, we're going to go to your video now of your future self. So stay tuned. Watch this. It's amazing. Now, I want you to talk to your future self and tell your future self what you would like to see looking back. You're going to watch this in a year or 6 months or whatever. What would you say to your future self?
God, look what you did. Look what you did.
Amen. Is that all you want to say? Oh, wow. I want to talk to you about your future self and what you said.
Okay.
When I was videoing you, you stopped me in my tracks. So tell us again what you said in the video, and I want to know what you mean by what you said.
God, look at what you did. Because I've tried for years. To me, this is more than weight loss. To me, it is just so much more than weight loss. And I've tried for years on my own to do it. I've spent thousands of dollars on shots and pills and diets and gimmicks to try to lose, to feel better and feel confident and feel worthy. And I could not do it on my own. But God, look at what you did. Because you are doing it. Because I have finally reached a point of surrender and said, here it is, God. It's yours. So look at what you've done. And if you've done it for me, you're going to do it for anybody that's willing, because you are no respecter of persons. Look at what you've done. Look at what you've done, God.
So, okay. So your goal is 6 months to lose 50, to get down under 109, 200, to get to 199.
Right.
I think we set your goal around 185, somewhere
Yes.
around there. You could have this off by November.
Yeah.
And you think about that is such a short time to go to your next chapter, because you've got a next chapter.
Yeah.
You got a huge next chapter.
Oh, yeah.
And for you to be able to start your chapter in such a most beautiful way of feeling confident about yourself, confident about where you're at, and the fact that you did it for the right reason.
Right.
Because you did it as unto the Lord. You did it for the Lord. You did it for the ministry, for the calling, for the gifts, for everything that He's got for you. You
I
are.
give back.
You give back. And
I'll be 55 in July. So honestly, Gary, what's 6 months to 54 years? What's 6 months? Really, in all honesty, what's 6 months?
you got so many people to help. You even helped me tonight. I want to thank you.
That's God.
Because you told me you weren't going to come tonight. And then all of a sudden you decided you're going to come and you're going to share. And I want to thank you so much. I can't even wait to see the healing.
The opportunity to be here.
And you know, when you minister to the other people, and we as Christians, and I'm going to call it what it is, we as Christians, we really need to think about what we do for the Lord. The Bible does say that we are the temple of the Holy Ghost. And I don't usually talk about this on the show, but I think it's real important that we look at our Christian walk, and we're so easy to point the finger at drugs and alcohol and pornography and all that stuff, and stealing and being a thief and all that, but we don't look at gluttony and being overweight and not taking care of the housing. Now you think about it, if we have a house and we don't put a roof on it, and we don't fix the plumbing, and we don't fix the crack in the foundation, our house is going to fall apart. And our houses fall apart when we get to a point to where our house is not mendable anymore. And that's why I have my shirt on tonight, either pay now or later. We can't repair that anymore. Some houses have to be torn down. Some houses have to be just let go, and they just fall in. And the thing of it is sometimes we'll get to a point where we're not repairable anymore. And we need to think about that. And I'm thank you for bringing that situation to light today, because like I said, season 2 is going to be about rebirth, about healing the hurts, about healing the secret scars. And I'm so thankful that you're here tonight. You have definitely ministered to my heart.
Thank you, Lord.
I know you've ministered to Tammy, and you're going to minister to everyone that sees the show.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you so much, Vonne, for being here. I love you.
I love you too.
You're beautiful. Oh my goodness. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Are you struggling with your weight? Do you feel like your health is starting to fail and the fight is just too hard? Well, you're not alone. Many people are fighting the same battle every day. Some win battles, but few win the war. And why is it so hard to win? Because you're fighting against someone who knows you very well, someone who knows your weaknesses and your faults. And who is this enemy? It's you. It's me. That's where it's me versus me life change challenge comes in. What will it take for you to make the necessary changes to take your life back? You can either pay now or you can pay later. Through high-tech 3D body scanning, It's Me versus Me can help take the guesswork out of your fitness and weight loss goals through periodic measurement of your progress. Make the decision. If not now, then when? The struggle is real, so let's fight this battle together and be our best selves. Well, welcome back. I'm so excited to share with you. Actually, I wanted to go over the measurements on Vonne. She was at 252 weight beginning tonight. Her body fat was 40.4%. 40.4%, so 40.5% body fat. So that was emotional for her to find out tonight, and so that's really cool to know these things. That we get that off the Staiku scanner. So remember, if you decided to be a participant, you get to have a scan which tells us your body fat, your bone index lot of people say I'm big bone, so I can weigh 300 pounds. Probably not. So the bones, it shows us a bone index as well, which is really cool. Her BMI was 41.9. But what we really want to see those numbers at is around high side to be as healthy as what they say on the scales. 25% on the body fat. That's the high side. Around 20 probably is good for her height and her age and stuff. And then the BMI, we want it to be not over 25. She's at 41.9 and 40 and a half body fat. So she's got work to do, but I know she's gonna make it because she has a goal in mind and she has a reason. And it's real exciting to know what her reasons are. What an emotional interview that was for me and for her. And I hope that you enjoyed it so much. But right now, we're going to go to Tammy Fraunfelter. She has not been up in the studio in months because she's had her second foot surgery and she's on crutches. But if you've ever been to the studio, you know that there's a lot of stairs. And she climbed all those stairs tonight with me behind her just in case she decided to take a tumble. We were both going down. And so I just want to welcome her back up to the studio after several months of being on sabbatical downstairs. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I am happy to be here.
I know that you are. This is like old home time, isn't it?
It is.
Because you've been here from the very beginning. When you had your first surgery, you didn't get to come, and you were your second surgery, but when you'd already gotten to come. But you had been here from the very beginning helping us out in the studio, and then you had your second surgery, and then you didn't get to come. So you've missed many days.
About 3 months.
Yeah, wow. I didn't know it had been that long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we started the first episode recorded right after my first surgery. I had just gotten on crutches like the day before or something that I came up here.
Yeah. Well, you're doing great now. You're starting rehab.
Yes.
And so your weight loss has been from 251 to what are you, 188?
188.
Something
Between
like
188
that?
and 190.
Okay, so just want to kind of share a video from where you started, and we're at our 16-week journey, starting our 16-week series 2. So we are going to show you a little video of you when you first started. So go ahead and just show that if you would, just kind of watch this, just like a minute and a half long. Tell me what you would say to your past self.
To take better care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
That it's going to affect me in the future.
Okay.
That you can't just live for today.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'd like for you at the present time to tell me how you feel about being on the Life Change Challenge. How much weight have you lost so far?
About 40 pounds.
Yeah. So what do you want to say to your present self right now as far
That I should have done this a long time ago. That what we're doing now is great. There's nothing. It's not like being on a diet and you're always, I can't have that, or I'm just hungry all the time, or you're grouchy all the time. It's not like that, because it's just learning how to eat right, but it's good food, and it's being busy, staying active.
Would want you to talk to your future self when you reach your goal.
To stay with it. That just because I reach my goal doesn't mean I need to go back into my old ways. It's a life change. It's not a temporary thing.
And how do you think you'll feel about yourself when you reach it?
I think I'll feel very good about myself. I think I will be very proud of sticking with it and doing the right thing.
So you're just so cute sitting up there. I remember now because you were sitting on the couch and you were doing it then too.
Yes.
But
yes, foot propped up, you could see my toes under the blanket.
That's right. Little Bobo running around.
Yes.
So you have lost your weight basically not from going to the gym and working out,
No.
but because of your food intake.
Yes.
And you've done really wonderful.
Well, I've managed to maintain.
You have, yeah. You've plateaued around 188, 189 to 190, but we're fixing to do something different now, aren't we?
Yes.
Because of what we heard previously tonight is going to give us a whole new direction in why we're really doing what we're doing. We're really excited about. Yeah, that's really great. Well, what I want to talk to you about tonight is we want to kind of go over what all we have learned for season 1.
Okay.
For series 1. So the first thing I want to talk about is, now our first clients or participants was Jerry Lavelle and then Tammy Fraunfelter, and they were our first participants. And that
first
was
episode.
That was our episode 1. Okay. And so we're just kind of go over what we have done through the whole season 1. I call it series 1. We might start calling it season. Who knows? We never know from day to day what we're going to call something. But we have that opportunity to change that if we would like. But now and then episode 2. We're going to put a 2 right here. Was Susan Jones. And what she talked about was the HAPNA. She was, that's the Henry County, Atkins Porter, Henry County, historical. I'm going to do it this way. Historical, Atkins Porter. What's the N stand for?
I don't remember. Something association.
Hang on.
Neighborhood.
Neighborhood. Can you finish that over there?
Maybe.
Association. There. There you go. And the botanical gardens here in Paris. See,
there you go.
It's not as easy as you think it is. Okay.
But that was the scarecrow walk.
That was the scarecrow walk. That's right. That's right. And we did it was a 5K run or 5K
It was a 5K run and a 1 mile walk.
Yes.
And we walked, as I recall, about a block and a half.
Yeah.
And then we came back.
That's right.
But we greeted all the runners as they came in. So
we did.
That was fun anyway.
That was a lot of fun, actually. Well, remember that was when Rhonda first started, and Rhonda walked that. She wasn't even used to even walking the dog.
Well, again, it was right after my first surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you did the whole walk too.
Yes, well, the block and a half.
Yeah.
I did the block and a half. I didn't go a mile.
That's right, we didn't. And we pushed Jerry in the wheelchair. We did that. Okay, now episode 3. Wow, this thing is. You want to hold that? There you go. Perfect. Okay, so Rhonda Hart. That was her first day here, and Rhonda has been amazing. She has been a force to be reckoned with. Boy, I tell you what, she went out to eat today, and she went to the Big Cow in Murray. She had a whole plate of broccoli and I think she had some baked fish and a little bit of potato soup. That's what she ate today. How can you go to the Big Cow and eat just that? That's amazing. I'm so proud of her. Okay, so Rhonda Hart was episode 3. And then in episode 4, we had Jerry and Tammy. And what did we have? We had, pictures. And then we had Terry. This was a great talk. She talked about Optivia or Optavia. I'm not sure how to say it.
Optavia.
Optavia. Oh, I did it right.
You spelled it the same way both times. Good job.
Oh, I did that. I'm so excited. Now, she had lost 65 pounds on Optavia. And she has done very well to keep that off. And that's a weight loss program that you buy supplemental food with, and that's what you eat, and then you have a lean and green, as she calls it, once a day. So that has been...
I think they have 5 of the bars a day and then 1 meal.
I think that's what she said. Yeah, 5 and
Yeah.
1. Can you erase that on that side?
I sure can.
Thank you. You're so
can even do
kind.
that one
I
left-handed.
appreciate that. Okay. Now, don't forget about this right here. But episode 5 was... Can you hold that for me?
Was?
Yeah. Yeah, episode 5 was Jenny Greer. And she, I got to hold the board. She was our counselor. And she talked about past hurts.
Why we get to the point that we need a life change.
Yeah, she did that.
Why it is you can't just say, okay, I'm going to lose weight without addressing those issues. It was a wonderful episode.
Yeah. So she actually did address, even since then, her and I have talked about making lists of things that have bothered me over the years, and so she really helped me through a rough time about a month ago. I had to call her for a little counseling of my own. So she was the whole episode 5. So if you haven't tuned into that one, that was really great too, because it really taught us that we really need to address our past hurts, as Vonne said tonight.
Right, because we don't think about, okay, yes, I'm overweight. Yes, I have what do we call it? An elbow to mouth problem?
Disease.
Yeah. And we don't think about there's a reason that we do the things we do. There's a reason why we do everything that we do. But that eating, it's an addiction.
Yeah, it is.
It's like alcohol. It's like drugs. We don't think about why we do those things.
You know, when you eat something that you love, it does make you. I think it sends endorphins through your brain or your body, and it makes you feel good for a moment. And then
Mine is Reese's Cup.
mine's ice cream cone. It's all sweets.
It is.
We just ban sugar. All ban the sugar.
So when I see you eating ice cream, I'm gonna say, "How you doing today?" You know.
Yeah. And then what are you gonna say?
Well, I'm gonna try to convince you.
Are you gonna find out why I'm eating ice cream?
I'm gonna find out why you're eating ice cream.
Okay, because
There's got to be a reason, right?
Yeah, usually it is.
Okay.
Like stress,
Yeah.
depression,
Yeah.
feeling like a failure,
Yeah.
being mad,
Yeah.
being happy.
Sometimes. Yeah, we do. I mean, we reward ourselves with our addictions too. You're right.
That's right.
It's been a really good day. Let's have ice cream. It's been a really bad day. Let's have ice cream. We need 2 ice cream cones because it was bad and 1 because it was good, right? So I'll just wait and see how many you eat.
Okay. You know, there was a time where I would go through every McDonald's, like if I was traveling, and I would stop at every McDonald's and get me an ice cream cone. I did that. If I would go to Nashville, I would stop at the Dixon exit, and I would stop at the Waverly exit, and I would stop at the whatever exit, and then I would stop in Camden, and then I would stop in Paris, and I would give me an ice cream cone all the way home. That was fun.
Was it fun?
For a moment.
Why were you doing
I
that?
don't know. It just was something to do. I don't know. Who knows? I was probably upset about something.
You were upset about something. See?
And I might have been happy about something. Yeah. So Kevin was talking tonight about that show. What did he call it? Food is Satan's something.
Super weapon.
Super weapon. Yeah. Satan's super weapon. There's a video out called Food, Satan's Super Weapons. You might want to look it up because it would be very cool. I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but I'm gonna.
It sounds very interesting. I'm going to watch it.
We were talking about, how the devil tempted Jesus with food.
But he tempted Adam and Eve with food in the beginning.
In the beginning.
And then tempted Jesus with food.
Yeah.
So food is the center of all evil, right?
I think they said that was money, but okay.
If you have money, you buy food.
That's true. We make money to buy food, right?
That's right.
Episode 6 is meeting. This is Missy Hamilton, and she's a beautiful lady. She works with children in the system. She's a beautiful, beautiful person, and we had her on a couple weeks ago, and we'll be going over which episode that was. This was also Christine By, and she talked about the inflammatory, this is huge, response, of food. Whatever.
That sounded like
I
it hurt all the way across.
It did. Celiac disease. What's really cute about the celiac disease issue is when Christine and I were talking about it, we were talking about the celiac disease and how it affects our body, and she got to thinking she hasn't really taken that seriously, so it was really cute how the light bulb came on for her, and that's really cool. But what happened when Christine was here is it opened up a whole different field of what is going on with our food and our how our body. Do you remember some of the stuff that we talked about?
Yeah, some of the responses that we get, and we don't realize that that's your body saying, "Don't eat that."
And some of the symptoms. What do you remember about that?
I don't remember any specific symptoms.
Body pain.
Oh yeah.
Remember when Kevin was talking about he can eat one Rice Krispie treat, and he can't hardly walk the dogs after he eats a Rice Krispie treat? Remember that?
Yes.
The pain that is involved in our bodies when we have an allergic or an inflammatory response from different foods, and we just after that all the series. Can you hold that board for me? All the series changed. All the episodes changed.
It did. That was a turning point, because that was when we realized, hey, there's a reason why all this is happening.
Bloating, mind fog. Remember brain fog?
Yes.
All that stuff. Diarrhea, constipation. Some of those things with the inflammatory response of food.
Yeah.
So then after that, we talked about episode 7 was
I don't know how to make this be still.
yeah,
Let's do it that way.
we can't make it be still, but 6 reasons why we fail. Why we fail.
That's 6 more reasons, because I think we've just talked about 3.
Oh, we did, huh? Okay, so number 6 was that we don't have time, so time was the big deal. Number 5 was cost, can't afford it. Remember David Kessel last week when he said that he was spending $1,000 a month on food?
Yes.
And how much did he say he was coming down to last week? Was like
It was
$350.
Yeah, $350. It was a third of the bill that he's spending now.
Yep.
But he was eating 4 meals a day.
4 to
at
5.
Fast food.
They've taken $30 to $40 a meal.
Yeah.
Yep. But he has done great, and so we'll get to him here in just a minute in our list.
I also remember on this episode you talking about the realization that we had as a household that when we don't go through McDonald's and eat the $1 menu, it's actually cheaper to eat real food.
Absolutely. We have cut our food cost huge.
Yes.
Since we've been doing what we're doing right now. Absolutely. Wow, you're exactly right. We did talk about that. Number 4 was procrastination. How's that?
Good job.
Thank you. I did that. Procrastination, putting it off. It's February. We haven't even gotten into March yet, so it's a good time to do the New Year's Eve resolution, right?
Right. Exactly. We're getting
Number-
ready. We got to get ready now for summer
Kayaking, swimming suit.
swimming suit, kayaking. We got to get ready now.
I agree with that. Impatience. Yeah, because when summer gets here, we'll want to look good.
That's right.
And we'll want to feel good.
That's
Because
right.
we want to go hiking. And you're
And
going to get out of
kayaking.
your boot.
I'm getting out of my boot. This
Amen.
is not a hiking boot.
That's right. That's a whole different meaning to hiking boot. Impatient. We become so impatient. We want to see it off now. It's like what Vonne said. When do you want to see this off? Now. That's what
Tomorrow.
she said.
She said tomorrow.
Number 2, fear. And this goes along with self-sabotage. So in other words, we get afraid. And so what we do is we make sure we sabotage ourselves because it's not our fault.
Right.
Not going to be our fault. So we self-sabotage. Oh, it was that Christmas dinner. Oh, it was that Thanksgiving dinner. It was this whatever. Remember all that?
Mm-hmm.
So can you think of some ways that you self-sabotage yourself?
Wednesday night service.
I told you I wasn't going to go to church anymore on Wednesday night. What have I done every time?
Well, but
Go to Wednesday night
we
church
have
service.
this amazing pastor.
We do,
Cooks
actually.
for us.
He
And
does.
he cooks on our diet.
He does. Whole 30.
The Whole 30 diet.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Whole 30 diet was one thing we introduced during the anti-inflammatory
Well,
one.
we got that coming up on the anti-inflammatory of episode. I'm not sure which episode that was on, but we got to talk about, we got to do number 1.
What happened to number 1?
I forgot. You'll have to wait and see the show next
She
week.
can't count all the way to 1.
That might be true. Okay, hang on. Number 1.
She wanted to clear the board for number 1.
The biggest, well, actually, I forgot.
I know.
Top reason why we don't lose the weight that we need to and stay going, hold that please, I'm having a hard time, is, okay, so we have time, cost, procrastination, putting it off, I can do it tomorrow, either pay now or later, impatient, fear or self-sabotage, self-confidence, but the big number 1 is the right diet for the right person.
Yes.
I had somebody message me I haven't gotten back to them yet today, so I haven't had time, but on our website, want to know if any of our people do the keto, she called it carnivore
Carnivore
and keto, that
Go
one,
ahead, make up
with
the
a vor, something like that. But, basically carnivore being all meat.
All meat. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. They eat all meat,
Yep.
all protein.
That's right. And so, yeah, that's right.
They completely eliminate carbs.
Yeah. And I think that's good for a short time you can only do that for a short time.
It has to be a short
healthy
time.
wise. And so I'm going to try to reach out to them and find out how many carbs they are eating a day because it'd be interesting. I love to know what people do
Well,
and how
I've
they do 'em.
seen, I like to read what people do, and I saw a person post today that she has a maximum of 5 net carbs a day.
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
That's
And
it.
she said, I'm not losing weight. I don't understand why. This is why. And I was impressed the number of people that were explaining to her, not criticizing, not talking down to her, but explaining to her why she wasn't losing weight.
Wow. Because your body is going to use what it has, and it's going to save what it can save. And when you're into now, what all was they telling her on that particular post?
For one thing, if you're not eating carbs, if you're completely eliminating carbs, and 5 carbs a day is completely eliminating carbs, then your body, yes, it's going to use stored fat, but it's also going to eat muscle.
That's it.
So you're not, when you're looking at that scale dropping, because you're not eating carbs, you're losing important muscle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is so true.
And when you start eating carbs again, that weight's going to come right back on because you didn't lose fat, you lost muscle. Or you lost some fat, but mostly muscle. Yeah.
I agree. Wow. Wow. That's good to know. Okay, episode 8. So the right diet. Okay, episode 8, we have got anti-inflammatory diets. I think that's when we threw in the Whole30.
The Whole30 and
And
what was
the,
the other one? There was 2 of them we did.
That was the
30.
This one right here.
Oh, and it was the anti-inflammatory, the AIP.
Anti-inflammatory, AIP. Yep, A. Wait a minute. Let me read that because I got one more thing. Let me see that. So we're going to go. And then we had on episode 8, Anthony Shelton. Hang on. We got 2 other people. We had Anthony Shelton. And if you remember, we met him in the flea market when we went down there in Nashville. And he has rheumatoid arthritis so bad he was actually in bed, ridden, and in a wheelchair for years. And then he was going to just do himself in, and he realized that that wasn't the choice that he had. He could choose that, or he could choose to be better. So what he started doing was he started doing the anti-inflammatory. Rheumatoid arthritis is an inflammatory disease, an autoimmune disease. And so he decided that he was going to go on an anti-inflammatory, and then he has lost a lot of weight, and he's gotten off he's got 2 businesses now.
Yes, and he was up walking around.
Yeah, I was doing great.
So he went from completely bedridden to up walking around, running 2 businesses. He was at the flea market, running a booth.
That's right. Where he had a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, that in itself was a miracle.
That was.
It was, yeah.
Totally. And then we had a girl spelt like my name, but pronounced Jerry instead of Gary. And her name was Brannaman. And we did a Zoom on her, and she was also down in the wheelchair as well. And then she decided she was going to go on the anti-inflammatory diet, and she is doing great. She has a full-time job working at a winery.
She also does a group on Facebook for people who need the anti-inflammatory diet. So I don't
What's
remember
the name of the group?
We'll
have to look it up.
Yeah.
I have to look it up. Okay, now going to the next page. All right. Now, episode 9. Oh, this was a great episode. I love this episode. Okay, episode 9 was Amber Watson.
Yes.
And she does the Ozempic injections. And what that shows, she doesn't even look like herself. She looks beautiful. And she talked about how the Ozempic injections work for people. And we talked about where Ozempic injections started for diabetes, and then they found out you lose weight with it. And then my next question to her was, what are you going to do when you can't take this Ozempic anymore? Because you can't always take that, I'm sure. So hopefully if she needs us, we can do a life change with her, and that'll be great. But she was a great, great talk.
What would be wonderful if after, and some people are going to use Ozempic or things of that nature. What would be wonderful is in the process, and I'm not going to say after, in the process, but and also following doing that type of diet, if they would change their eating habits
While
and their
they're on it.
fitness habits while they're on it, adapt that healthy lifestyle, and then maybe keep the weight off.
Totally. I think that's a fantastic idea. I would hope that would be something that people who are doing that would be able to take that into consideration. Absolutely. And we also had Kevin Keel, our very own producer here in the studio, and he talked about intermittent. That says intermittent fasting.
If you say so.
Because I said it was. So his way of keeping he says I can't say girly figure, but his way of keeping his figure is intermittent fasting. So he eats at certain times of the day, and then he doesn't eat anymore. And I think that's very, very, very interesting to know about that. So now we're going to go to episode 10. All right. So episode 10 is, what do we got for episode 10? Oh, we went through all the diets.
Oh, yes.
We reviewed keto and
Paleo,
Mediterranean. What else?
We did the Optavia,
and
we talked about Ozempic, and we did, let's see, we did Weight Watchers.
We did, yeah.
And we did what they call a healthy eating diet.
We did anti-inflammatory. We did Whole30. We did I don't know, 12 or 14 maybe different diets.
It was around 15 diets that we did in a PowerPoint presentation, and we had the specifics about the diets, and we had foods called a normal
menu.
Day. Yeah, what do you eat on this diet?
That's right.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about what diet you want to follow, what episode was that? 10? 10 breaks it all down. That was a great episode.
Yeah, 10 was a great episode too. Okay, number 11. Oh, this was great. Okay, so we went back to the flea market to share our It's Me versus Me Staiku scanning, and this was Darlene and Randall Robertson. And they're from they're from Alabama. They're from Alabama. Now, Darlene, she had gastric bypass. And so I did a teaching on what a gastric bypass is. And Randall had what they said a gastric sleeve. And we compared the two and we'll go like that, where on gastric bypass, they basically cut this off and hook it in, take all that off. Gastric sleeve, they just cut this part off and it's all attached to where it's supposed to be. So that's basically how they did that. They make a little pouch in the gastric bypass. They both have, go ahead.
But what I remember is by cutting this off, you're cutting off that enzyme that tells you you're hungry. Yes.
This one too. So in one of the episodes, and we're going to get to that, we talked about the hormone that makes us feel hungry and how can we get rid of that hormone so we don't feel so hungry. And then there's a hormone that makes you feel full. How do we make that more increased? So yes, that's exactly right. They cut that section off. It's up in here. It's in the fundus area. And they cut that section off, and then you don't feel as hungry anymore. I wonder if they could just go in and cut that section off and be done with it. So without the sleeve and stuff, just go in and take that part off. You think that'd be right? Maybe not. Okay, whatever. All right. Episode 12. I got a new thing that they can do.
You got a new thing. Okay.
Yeah. So this is Emily Eldridge. And Emily was diagnosed with arthritis. I think it's psoriatic arthritis.
I think so.
When she was like 6 years old. And she's in her 30s now, and she is a concert pianist and has done great with her life. And they thought she was going to be crippled for the rest of her life, of which she is not at all. And she's all diet controlled. She's off her methotrexate, all of her medication. She takes nothing for her arthritis, and she's going for her doctorate now in music.
And she told us, and I love this philosophy, so I'm going to share this again
wait.
in case you didn't watch it, that her and her husband always keep prepared meals in the freezer that you can pull out in the heat. So the temptation to eat fast food or junk food is gone because you have that meal right there to pull out and heat up.
I love that because they actually make too much every time.
Right.
That's fantastic. That is great. And then one more thing we did on this episode 12, we talked about fats. What are trans fats and saturated and unsaturated and poly? And we talked about the three omega. No, what is it?
It's omega 3s,
omega
6,
3s
and 9.
and omega 3s, 6s, and what is best? Omega 3s, omega 6s, and what's the correlation between the two that you need to have percentage wise and why those are important. Now, in episode 13, we had a round table with Rhonda and Jerry and Tammy and Missy. So we did a where are they now and where are they going, what's our goals, and so we're getting on into the seasons and all that stuff and how we're going to combat overeating during Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all that stuff. Now, episode 14, that was a great one. Episode 14, we talked about Jerry's journey with her car wreck. As you know, and I don't know if you remember, she's the one with the amputated leg. And we're going to have her on in just a few minutes to share with you. She just had a new revision, and we thought we was going to lose some more of that leg. And hopefully we're not going to do that because it's healing, we think, pretty good. So Jerry's journey, we kind of featured her. And then we did, Carl Anderson and Tim Fox. Of the Real Hope Children's
Youth
Center. Okay. The Real Hope Youth Center here in Paris, Tennessee, and how they're going to build a multi-million-dollar building and have volunteers on nonprofit. Tim Fox is the strong man, and he can bend steel and all kinds of stuff. We went to that show. It was incredible.
We went to the show, and it was incredible.
It was incredible. Episode 15 was Mastering Metabolism. Oh, yeah, that was fun. When you talk about metabolism, you talk about the RMR, the resting metabolic rate, and all this stuff. It's really interesting how our bodies work and why we plateau and what happens, what do we burn when we don't do anything at all. So that was a great show for us to understand how weight loss works in our system and how it does not. Okay? And then episode 16, this one, number 15 is Why Are We Hungry? This is the episode where we learned
about the hormones. I don't remember what the hormones was.
Yeah, I can't remember the names. We need to go back and watch that.
We need to go back and watch the episode again. That's right.
For sure.
We also learned about plateaus.
We did. Plateaus are good.
Plateaus are good. Everybody has plateaus. That's your body evening out after you lose weight.
That's right. You learned so much that night.
I pay attention.
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Episode 16 was David Kessel. And I met him. He's actually somebody that I follow on Facebook. And he has lost, what is that?
It was like 180 pounds.
180 pounds without any intervention.
Yes.
Just hard work, eating the right foods.
Willpower.
But he only eats 1,000 calories a day, but he burns 5,000 not doing anything. That's huge too. So David Kessel was on that episode, and
he's the one that said that he was spending
$1,000 a month. Yep.
On fast food.
And he's down to $350 a month
Yes.
on his journey. Now he has lost that 180 pounds in a matter of about a year and a half,
Yes.
all by himself.
Yes.
So check him
Amazing.
out on Facebook too. It's David Kessel, Kessel, one L or two.
I don't remember.
One L or two, I'm not sure, but David Kessel, he's really a nice guy. It's the first time I ever met him. I just texted him, I messaged him. I said, can you be on my show? He's like, yeah, sure. So he did, and that was great. So, yeah, these were some great episodes. What do you think?
Now I have to ask you a question. Which one was your favorite?
Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I can count. I'm not going to spell, but I can count. All 16 episodes were my favorite. I don't think I had a favorite.
I think as we went through reviewing them, at least every other one, we said, "Oh, that was a great episode." So I just wondered if you had a favorite.
What I loved about the metabolism when I loved it, and I loved learning about. Every time I eat something now, I think trans fat, omega-3s, omega-6s, and I think about polyunsaturated and saturated. Opened up a whole new can of worms when it talks about reading labels. Do you do the same thing now that we've studied that?
I do, and I'll tell you something else. Now, after having Jenny on, I find myself asking myself, why do I want to eat this?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Am I eating because I'm hungry?
Wow.
Or because I'm bored? Now, if I'm eating because I'm bored, I'll put it back. So that's got to be an improvement of what I've done in the past.
That's a great way to look at that. That's really fantastic. I love that. Absolutely love that. Well, so we have done some great things in 16 weeks. Yes. I can't believe we've covered so much. I'm going to cover so much more. And right now, tell me what your favorite one was. Do you have a favorite
one?
Yeah.
I love them all.
Okay. See, you just took my answer.
No, you counted. I told you all. That's different.
Okay, whatever.
But each show is so different. You can't just watch one episode. You have to watch them all, or you miss everything.
And don't forget Mama's Corner too. Mama's Touch.
Mama's Corner, yeah.
We haven't seen her in a while, but we're going to see her sometime this season. She's not always on, but we will get to see her soon, and I'm thankful for that too. Now what I want to do is bring Jerry on. And she is on Zoom tonight because she's still in a wheelchair. And we just had her leg redone and surgery. We just came back from Nashville today to find out if we might get to keep the rest of her leg. So, hey, Jerry, how are you?
Hi, I'm great.
Well, good to see you tonight. Did you have a good day going to the doctor?
Oh, it was actually a fantastic day.
It was a fantastic day. It was a busy day. Now, right before you had your surgery, we had started swimming at the gym and doing all that.
Right.
Now, tell us how you felt about being in the swimming pool and doing all the things that we did at the gym right before your surgery, because that's the first time you'd even been in water for over a year, even to the point of having a shower and stuff. So how did you feel the first time that you got into that pool and felt that water on you? What was that like?
It was odd a little bit because I hadn't been in water for so long, but it was great to know that I could get back in it and do something that was a little bit normal.
Right. Well, you are more of a swimmer than I even knew. I didn't even know you were a swimmer like that. That was truly amazing how good a swimmer you really are. Now, we've kayaked and we try to stay out of the water, but you always hit the water when we go kayaking, so I'm not even going to talk about that one. But but you are a good swimmer. I didn't even know that you were that much of a swimmer.
Yeah, I used to swim about 900 yards a night.
Wow, wow. So I'm going to run a little video of you just when you first started. So we're going to just take a look at this little video. So in December 19th, when you had your wreck, you were 245. When you cut off that part of your leg, you really don't lose a whole lot of stuff. Maybe 5 pounds, 3 pounds at the most. You evened out, still with fluid overload at 226. Jumped down to the 218 in about a month. And so we've started using the Lose It app and our iWatch energy. I mean, how many calories we burn, things like that. So you are today, well, it actually looks like 213.8, but because you can't stay completely steady, we're going to call it 213.6 to 214. So what would you tell your past self? Just talk to yourself like you would talk to anything like that. Just what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself, don't be so selfish about the time that you spend with your family and work and all of that. I would tell myself to be selfish enough outside of that to work out and to eat right and to watch the things that you do with your life, because your lifestyle definitely has a lot to do with your weight loss, your weight gain, but especially your weight gain.
So tell your future self what you want her to know now.
Well, I need to, as far as my future self, you need to eat right. You need to keep eating right, not just what you're doing now, but keep eating right and exercise and just look at life with just a whole new meaning.
So you've really made the decision to make your life change, and it's me versus me life change, where you fight yourself 100%, as we all do. And so you have just made that decision for your present self, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you need to make up your mind that the thing that you need to do for your life and your lifestyle is to eat right and to watch the things that, and not just watch the things that you eat, but to eat in moderation, even when you do need to go outside of that healthy eating. And it's not a diet, it's a healthy eating lifestyle. And those are the things that you need to do. And exercise. For me, it's a little more difficult because I've had an injury, and that kind of prevents some of the things that I'm able to do. But it doesn't mean that I can't not work out. And so I need to just make myself do those things that I know I need to do. Well, I just want to say thank you for, being able to be a part of the me versus me. It really is all about a life change and making the changes that you need to go forward in life. And I just really appreciate being able to be a part of it.
Well, thank you so much, and we appreciate it so much. So we just watched your video where you started. How are you feeling about your life change journey at this point?
Actually, I feel really good about it. It's just been really great to get into eating good and exercising, even though we don't get to exercise as much as we would like to because of one thing or another with the deficits and stuff. But it's just really good to get into that and be able to do it not only inside the home, but outside the home.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, your spirit to continue to fight. You've been through a lot. You've lost your leg. We just had a revision at 13 months. Then they told us last week that you might not get to keep the rest of that leg. That was going to have to come off probably above the knee. But you still keep fighting. And I'm really, Tammy and I both are in awe about your willpower. So do you ever feel like that you just want to quit and give up, or how do you just keep going like that?
Well, I don't think quitting's an option. I'm not a quitter. I like to keep going, be in the game, and do what I need to do. So quitting just isn't an option.
Right. So can you, well, I know that that's true, but your roommates, they don't let you quit either, do they?
No, they don't. They're there for.
So we had a little episode this last snow and ice where we couldn't get back in the house. So you want to tell us what we had to do to get in the house?
Well, to get back into the house, we had to get me out of the truck in the ice and get me across over to the steps, and then I had to sit down onto the steps and pull myself up backwards up the steps, and then kind of try to get myself back into the wheelchair to get into the house.
Yep, that was a interesting issue, wasn't it?
It definitely was an interesting issue.
And all the ice and everything and the snow all covered our ramp, so we couldn't
Oh,
get. That was scary in itself.
Yeah, the ramp was.
Go ahead, sorry.
I said the ramp was a mess. So yeah.
And at one time, I had to call my dad over there, and we tied you onto an extension cord, and Dad stood in the house to hold you back, and I pulled you down backwards so that we could get down the ramp in one piece, correct?
That is correct.
Wish we'd had that on video. It was pretty gnarly, actually. Well, I want to thank you for being here, and we're just continuing to pray for your leg to heal where you get to keep what you got, and hopefully we'll get you in a prosthetic in the next 3 or 4 months. That would be awesome.
That
Sure
would
would.
definitely be awesome, and I know it's coming, and I just have to be patient and let God do His work and let the healing happen by the wound whisperer that I have, and we'll be there.
Yeah, and one of these days you're going to get to come up to the studio up here with us.
That is correct.
And you won't be the man behind the corner, behind the curtain anymore.
Nope. Yeah.
You want to say anything before you go?
Just I hope everybody's enjoying what we're doing with this. It's a great journey. It's a great journey to be a part of, and it does change the way you think, change the way you feel, and you feel better. And it's just a great challenge to be in.
Well, I don't think a lot of people know that you, Tammy, and I are roommates, but we all work on this show together a lot.
That is true.
And so we do a lot of research together. We do a lot of talking back and forth. What do we need to do this week? So you guys are a backbone to the show, and I want to thank you for being that part.
Absolutely. Wouldn't think of it any other way.
And Tammy, would you like to say something before we go?
You know what, this show, it started out as, but I'm not sure what I thought it started out with. I knew it was going to be different than just weight loss. But what it's turned into, the knowledge, the friendships, the relationships that we have built with people of the community and the people who have joined in to help. This has been a really amazing experience, and I am excited to see the next season.
Wow. Yeah, that's so true. And it wouldn't be near what it is without you and without Jerry, and we all make a team.
We make a
and
team.
we make a great team, and y'all are my right-hand people, and I'm y'all's, and so we're in this together for sure.
We're in this together, and we all had different reasons, but all of our reasons we shared.
And we're still doing that every day.
Yes.
Yep, for sure. Well, when one of us falls or falters or gets into a bad habit, we always try to pick the other one up.
Yes.
And that's our accountability partners.
Yes.
And we have become accountability partners to everybody that's in our family, our It's Me versus Me family.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So we definitely could not have accomplished alone what we've done together.
Not at all. Without Kevin.
Oh, yeah, Kevin's a big part of this family.
He's huge.
Yes.
He's beautiful. He's beautiful. Okay, so now join us again next Sunday at 8 p.m. with the newest episode of his Me versus Me Life Change Challenge. If you would like to become a part of Me versus Me, we are accepting new participants to be a part of our life challenge. So if you would be interested in it, contact us on www.itsmeversusme.tv. And if I don't get back to you, just call me on 731-924-9249. And just remember that every day is a new day. Either pay now or pay later. Take this vessel that we have been given and respect it and honor it, to take care of it and to be kind to it. And as we talked about, we would never own a house that we didn't take care of, that we didn't fix the roof, we didn't fix the plumbing, we didn't fix the water leaks. But what we do to our bodies when we don't take care of it and we don't eat correctly and we don't do the exercises that we need to do, we're only letting our house fall apart. And one of these days, it's not going to be repairable. We think we're always invincible and we're always going to be able to fix it, but we can't always fix it. So right now we have that opportunity. And whoever you are that you might think, oh, they're way above my level or whatever, we start at the very bottom. And I don't call it the bottom, I call it the starting place. Level ground zero, it might be one place for one person and one place for the next. But what we do is we start where you are, and we find out what your weaknesses and your strengths are, and then we go forward from there. So I just want to tell you, just give us a contact. We're looking for new participants. You don't have to start on week 1. When you start, that's your first week, and then you'll go on to the 16 weeks and thereafter. So God bless you. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for sticking with us. God bless. Bye-bye. See you later.
It's me versus me. The struggle is real. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. Why don't you choose yourself? Choose yourself right now. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. The struggle is real.